it's Justin, and welcome to Just a Little Bit Petty, where I get to sit back, gossip, chat with friends, acquaintances, and get a little bit petty. Hey Devin, how are we doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing really good, just chilling, looking cute, you know the tea.
I'm here.
Girl, how was your week?
You know, honestly, what is it, Tuesday?
Yes.
Feeling like a fucking Friday. But, like, not the good part. Just, like, I've had a long week and it's only Tuesday.
You said, I'm tired. You've been working on a lot of art, I know.
A lot of art?
Yeah.
Yes, I have been. I recently have gotten into some paintings and have tried to, like, branch out more into doing a little bit more sculptures. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay.
Took some time off, but
back. Now you're ready to get back. Speaking of time off, how was your holiday?
I worked. I literally worked all of them. I mean, hey, it's I make that money.
You make that bank, girl.
Pay, you know, but no, I worked Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and all the way until like December 28th.
Oh my god! At least you had New Year's.
Yeah, I did. But I didn't like do anything. I actually ended up, I don't know how, at some like adult frat party in Chicago where I showed up for like 15 minutes and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
You said goodbye.
And I was like, literally, I was like 12:15 countdown. Okay, home.
It's time to head out.
Yeah.
It's time to head out.
So,
girl, I've been to a lot of parties like that, and usually I'm a person that will end up sticking it through. It's one of my worst qualities. Like if I'm feeling uncomfortable, sometimes I will just stick it through to the end because I feel like those type of parties, something always ends up going down, and I love drama.
That's true.
I love drama. So I'm just like, girl, there was this one time I went to a Smart Bar actually. Smart Bar in Chicago. And let me tell you something. It is surrounded by straight people, and you will be the gayest one there. I was the gayest one there, and I decided to leave early, y'all. Look really cute and leave early, you know, because it was like 2 a.m. I was like, I'm tired. Like, I feel like I like to get up early. Like, I don't like to be out. Like, I like to be out at night, but I don't like to be out till 5, 6 a.m. because the bitches will be out.
Nothing good happens past 3 a.m.
Literally nothing. And when I tell you, I walked at that club, first thing I see, hey, yo, man, what you mean? I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, here come the straights. And you know, I can't stop my face. I can't stop my face from looking at something like really like intense and aggressive. So my eyes were always on it. They come back, what you looking at? Me. Nothing. I'm just minding my business, sir. Then they all start coming close. I'm like, and then of course security and stuff like that was at Smart Bar, so nothing happened. But I was just like, girl, like it's not my fault that you're about to get in the fight and almost got shot. It's literally not my fault. It is not my fault.
No.
What's been like the most interesting party that you've been to?
Here in Chicago, per se?
Chicago, LA, anywhere.
Oh, wow. So I lived out in LA for 3 years.
Okay.
The craziest party that I've ever been to, I don't know if it's so much of like the party scene out there. It's like the after party scene, because in LA, all of the bars close early as fuck.
Really?
Yeah, they close at 2 a.m. There are no late bars. So, like, at 2 a.m. comes, it's like you just go home, which is, like, you know, in a sense, like we said, it's nice.
It's nice.
For us people, yeah. Like, I don't like that either. But in the sense of, like, they stop serving alcohol at a certain time, and then 2 a.m. comes, and you're, like, all still lit, and you're like, what the fuck do you do? You know?
Exactly.
So, it's all about the after party and finding, like, a good after party, per se. And I just feel like...
That concept is so interesting to me because...
Especially from being from here.
Chicago,
like,
because you'll go from Chicago and you'll be out till at least 4 a.m.
I could go out
and then
until 7 in the morning and they keep going out. Like,
the after parties will be at 6 a.m. The bitches will watch the sunrise here, go to the beach,
breakfast.
Have a little euphoria moment, and then be like brunch, and then go to bed at like 2.
Right? No, right. Makes sense. No, LA, done at 2 a.m.
Ugh.
But I feel like just from, like, you know, meeting people there or whatever, being new there, my group of friends that I had, we would go out in WeHo and just the fucking parties. I feel like it's too explicit to really get into.
Okay. It doesn't have to be the most explicit, but what was very interesting? Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, bitch, this is crazy?
I would say just so much. I mean, like, and Tristan would have better stories. I'm sure that you've heard that I am. I think it was just so much more of, like, you know, the open sex, like, yes, just at parties. You know, you're just like,
Girl, they getting down chicken wow wow down there.
Ratchet. And it's like, I mean, just nothing. Everyone's just like, it's nothing.
You look around, you're like, girl, what is when you enter a party like that, girl, it's always so weird because you're just like, you think to yourself, like, for a moment, can I do this? And you're like, but then you're like, nah.
And then you're like, how the fuck did I get here? But like, this is a great story. How the fuck did I get here?
How the fuck did I get here? And then you're like, I was so drunk.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah.
But from LA to Chicago, how was LA? What was the reason that you moved to such a cold place? I want to know.
So I grew up in this area from Chicago. I feel, actually one of my best friends that I worked at Dairy Queen with.
Okay.
Our senior year of college, she was into marketing and had an internship at Nordstrom. So I went out and visited her, and we were coming home from the club one night on the balcony. We were having like a little nightcap, and we're like, shit, we should live here. And I was like, fuck it, we should live here.
Yes.
Like, let's do it. I mean, I was like, I don't have kids. I'm in the medical field. I can go anywhere. So
and make money.
So I didn't tell anybody except for like obviously her and like a select few friends. I didn't even tell my parents that I was going to Los Angeles.
Oh.
No, I like secretly.
Bad girl, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I sat for my California boards, and then my mom is in, the medical field as well, and people that I went to school with were like working with her, and she's like, Devin, like, why haven't you taken your test? And I was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to Los Angeles and I have to wait longer. So, yeah, because I knew that they were telling me no. I was
my mom would have flipped. My mom, if I decided to move to LA, I would have to give her a 20-page PowerPoint of why I'm moving.
And same. And I was just like, I'm not doing that. So you don't have an option. I'm going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's going to happen, if you like it or not, but I'll be back, maybe.
Exactly. And I just did it. The worst thing is that I've come back here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I moved out to Los Angeles. Didn't really prepare for what I thought I was getting into.
Okay.
I literally moved to LA on $3,000 and made it fucking work.
$3,000 in LA is 1 month of rent.
I know. Trust me. I know. It got me there, and then I had to bust ass like from the get-go and just like hit
You said, I need a job right now.
Yeah,
Who's going to hire me?
Oh, no, I had it lined up.
Okay. So you had a job lined up. Okay. I thought, for some reason, I was like, you went like just cold.
It was just like a quick little job that was going to be something to get me to the next job that I'd be making. Just making money. So
that makes sense.
I went out there and I lived on the UCLA campus.
Okay.
Which was great because I was like, okay, I'm not that old. I just graduated college. Literally, Google search, UCLA grad student, female roommate needed.
Perfect.
And I found these 3 girls who needed a roommate, and they were wonderful. They were very awesome.
Talk shit. I want to hear the bad stuff.
It was...
I want to hear the bad stuff.
It was very different. I roomed with 3 sorority girls from UCLA.
Okay, sorority girls.
One of them was the president of the sorority. So you can imagine what the president of the sorority at UCLA looks like. It's exactly that. It was just like they were Barbies, and I was like...
You said, y'all are pretty. Oh, yes.
It was just like whatever. But also, I got there, and I was walking around the campus, and as somebody who grew up from the Midwest, you're walking around, what it might perceive UCLA and like USC, and then I get there, I'm like, this campus fucking sucks. I'm like, your football field is how far away? Fuck this place. I'm like, USC's like in the middle of the hood. I'm whatever. Girl. But it was, it was great. I think that they were wonderful roommates to just like get me out there, and it was comfortable. Yeah. I paid $1,200 to share a bedroom.
Ooh, share a bedroom? You said share. I thought you were going to say a bedroom. Share a bedroom. Like, was it at least big?
No, and like 4 22 to 23-year-old chicks in one house is fucking disgusting.
Girl, there's always that one messy girl, and thing is, I have known now that I probably need to live alone for a while so I can really get my stuff together.
Literally they were nice as fuck, but it was just that on the sense of I don't know if it's like we grew up different lives where people picked up after you, but I was like, can you please just scrape your fucking plate before you put it in the sink? Like, they're putting like whole plates of food in the sink, and it's like,
Girl.
Yeah, you know, I'm like,
Girl, thing is, I'm not gonna say anything because I wasn't the best bitch in college. I'm not gonna say nothing because I know who I am as a roommate, and I'm very kind. I cook, and the thing is, I do clean. It just I clean every like 2 days instead of right after myself.
My thing is, there's a difference between being messy and then dirty.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no matter what, we're gonna be messy. There's 4 girls. There's gonna be clothes everywhere, shoes everywhere. Clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that is not what bothers me. It's like if you're leaving food out and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna see how many days you will leave this out here before I will like finally can't fucking take it anymore and have to do something about it. And it's like stuff like that. So I was like, from then on up. Alone?
I am by myself.
I live alone.
And that's okay. Not everyone wants roommates. Not everyone needs a roommate. Not everyone. The cat just came in, Theo. I don't know if you just heard his little meow. He's coming through. Our little baby just opened the door. Hi, little baby. Come on in. Come on in. Okay, you want to walk around. I'm going to let you walk around. But, went to UCLA. What are you doing in UCLA?
No, well, I didn't go there personally. I said I was just living on the campus.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went out there and I just needed like temporary housing. So I found this for like a quick interim and then eventually moved to Hollywood.
Ooh, Hollywood.
Yeah, it was really dope. It was very surreal and like, I mean, granted, I ain't living in like, you know, Hollywood Hills, Hollywood kind of thing. But, you know, I did, live off Sunset, and it was wild to just, like, wake up and see the Hollywood sign.
Bitch.
And,
that is one of my goals. I can't wait to move to LA.
Yeah, very surreal.
But I can't wait to move to LA.
And then, you know, I would say I would live there for almost 3 years.
Okay.
Comparatively. In comparing it to Chicago, I mean, it's just different people.
Yeah.
Different people.
And when you say, we don't have to go too deep into it, you don't have to make specifics, but like, a lot of people say there is a perception of LA. And LA is a little bit what we like to call, I've heard fake as a word, and I don't know if that's the right word, but I have heard it as a word. And since you've lived there and you've lived both lives, since you're a Midwest girl, and you know, I mean, us Midwest bitches can be fake too, though.
That's true. That's true. In a different way, though. In a different way.
Okay.
So, you know, my original intention, like, I had full intentions, like, I'm gonna go to LA. I'm about to be that, like, fit bitch, working out at Santa Monica, videotaping their workouts, and I'm gonna be that Insta girl. You know, I'm going to LA, I'm doing it, and then I got there and I was like, fuck, that is not me. Because it's just wild. It's a wild place of a bunch of people trying to achieve the same thing.
Okay.
And so what I found personally is, you know, I'm blessed that the friend that I did go there with, that she was there because I had someone that grounded me from like all the stuff that isn't that real. In a sense, like fake. It's like,
yeah,
you know, you're walking around like shit. You know, I walk around like where I'm from. I'm like, okay, I feel like a solid, you know, 7, 8, whatever, good 10.
Yeah.
And like I get to LA, I'm like 2, like,
girl,
you know, and it's like whatever. I'm like, it's fine. Obviously, I'm not a movie star, but I think like over a period of time, I found myself like being more critical of myself and like different aspects of my appearance, which have never been an issue for me prior to moving there. And I think it's just because you are surrounded by it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so different in that sense. My biggest thing that I felt like was different between the Midwest and Chicago, or the Midwest and LA, was, you know, when you're in the grocery store, and you know there's a line or whatever, and you just strike up the conversation with someone in front of you about whatever. It could be about the magazine, the weather, who knows. But
a lot of people say this. Keep going.
Yeah, you have that like little exchange, and it's like friendly or whatever. The Walgreens, I talk to the cashier. It's fine. Do you do that to somebody in LA in grocery store, and they literally like,
they said goodbye,
and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, sorry. And like truthfully, so I got to the point in LA where I found the people. I mean, obviously, don't get me wrong. There were some people that I met from LA that are wonderful people. I'm just talking about like as a whole, you know. Yeah,
like the general
just
populace.
General
the people that you don't like.
Just general populace of it. But it just found like, you know, aside from this small group of people, most people that I was befriending were New York or Chicago people.
Yeah.
And I was like, on that count, why the fuck am I paying this much to live here? I'm going home. Like,
you said, I have to go back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes perfect sense.
And it's because I think the Midwest, like, we are a certain type of people. We're a certain type of friendly asshole. Like, if someone doesn't like you,
it's very passive aggressive.
No, it's not. It's like comparatively to going to LA, and it's like if someone doesn't like you, it's gonna come in like small snide remarks and like shit like that. But if someone in Chicago doesn't like you, you probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be known that they don't like you.
Yeah.
Or you don't like each other. It's and if it's not, then it's a conversation.
Like, yeah, it's very much let's talk.
Yeah, exactly. And so I felt like just a lot of, unless you were like, my friendship with other females was, especially when I lived with those roommates and stuff in the beginning, when I didn't really have that many females that I developed later on there. I felt were like, how do you build me in like the societal structure? Like, unless you help me get to a better place in society, you don't really serve a purpose for me. And it's like,
you're like, that's not me. That's not me.
I mean, I literally had a guy at the bar, like my keys were on the bar. He complimented my keychain, and I said thank you, and he's like, oh, "You're not from here," and I was like, "No, I'm not. Why? Because you wouldn't have responded to me." I was like, "Really? Like that's what it's like? Jesus, man, this sucks."
Girl, you're not from. I'd have been like, oh.
And then, but it's like wild because it's like if someone did that in Chicago, and it's like if you complimented and that person just blatantly ignored you, you'd be like, all right, fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
Just simple things like that. Just most people would be like, thanks. And then.
Exactly. And move on. I like to, thing is, I want to move to LA because I'm just like the warmth. I want that warmth.
I went there on some like fucking Coldplay song shit, like I'm leaving the Midwest, I'm never coming back, I'm going alone. Like my friend that I had moved out there with, her and I decided that we weren't going to live together, we were gonna get other roommates and such because we wanted to meet other people, and obviously we would like still have each other and not jeopardize our friendship through living together.
I love that for you.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's so smart. Sometimes you don't need to live with your friends. And that is okay.
And
that is literally okay. You can
like,
still have such a genuine and good relationship, and you can move on from that. But sometimes you're like, bitch, it's not the tea.
It's different. It's just different, and I appreciate my own space much more than, like, I don't know. It's like there's, like I said, there's a different. I clean a certain way, and like unless we're on the same speed, eventually it's gonna eat at me. I'm like too old for that.
No, you said no.
Like college dev, whatever. But now I'm just like, I'm old.
You said, please.
See up, scrape your plate.
I'm so tired. No. That's very interesting. That's good to know because I've been kind of wanting to hear from someone that's actually been.
But if you have your tribe, if you have your tribe there, it's different because, a group of friends that I did have working at the hospital that I worked at, those people were the greatest fucking most wild, insane people I've ever had experience with my life, and like we don't keep up as much as we used to. Obviously now I live here, but it's still like nothing but love, of course, and they're wonderful, from LA native area people. It's just different in the sense of, like if we all want to hang out in Chicago, it's usually not that hard to like get everyone together. It's like if you text, we're like, okay, we go to so place.
Yeah.
If you want to get together with friends in LA, you gotta fucking plan like a week ahead of time. Send out reminder fucking text 3 days before. Make sure, and it's like if that doesn't happen, there is no like just get together. No. Which kind of sucks.
Well, that does suck.
It does kind of suck. So,
that does suck because it leaves you less connected. So if you're not with someone, it's gonna be like a lonely place.
Exactly, and it's just here. If I want to hit up so and so, it's like we can hang out for a little bit. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
but
like
in
20
LA,
minutes.
you can't. I'm not gonna sit in like 45-minute traffic to hang out for an hour and a half. Sorry, which sucks. Which is like that's shitty, but it's true, and like that's what it's like. So
note to self: live close to your friends, just not with your friends. You know what I mean? Like 20 minutes away max. Yeah. Period.
Well, and a difference in LA too is you really are confined to whatever neighborhood that you live in. I mean, obviously, you can live wherever the fuck you work and live wherever the fuck you want. But as far as like commuting distance wise and like I feel like work to home distance that you want to travel is try to be very minimal because you don't want to deal with LA traffic. So it's like if you live in Beverly Hills, they're obviously confined Beverly Hills, you know.
Okay.
And it's when I lived in Westwood, like by UCLA, it was such a bitch for me to go to Silver Lake, the complete opposite side. It would take me an hour and a half.
An hour and a half?
You know what I'm saying? Depending on where you were going.
Wow.
You know, you want to stay within your neighborhood radius of.
Gotta make friends with your neighbors, girl.
Yeah, like.
Oh, you have 2 kids? Anyone don't have kids in this neighborhood? You go on Citizen.
It is, yeah, my friend that I went with, she lived 5 miles away, and sometimes, like, that would take me 45 minutes. Sometimes that would take me, like, 20 minutes if it was, like, late at night trying to get home on the highway. But during the day, you're working at, like, 45 minutes to an hour to go 5 fucking miles. It's like...
No.
Like, no.
That's not for me.
So, yeah, and then I realized eventually that a lot of the people that I'd met organically and naturally, whether I was at the bar, or like events or whatever, were Chicago or New York people, and I was like, fuck it, going home.
You said, bye, see you later.
But you know, exactly what we talked about. I was like, I will never go back to LA. And literally, like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, so, I think I'm gonna go back to LA.
You said, I might go back. I love, when you have a toxic relationship,
talking so much shit,
it's so
and
toxic
I was
with
like,
LA. You're in a toxic relationship with LA. Oh my God.
Because now I feel like I could go back as like someone older with more experience, and it's like I've more established myself. So like that's the thing about LA is like having that tribe and having those people, because if you don't know who you are, it will eat you fucking alive. Yeah. Because you are in a sense pressured to be
someone else.
And everything in LA is like here on steroids. For example, like the most basic of shit. You're like, oh, you do yoga? Well, we're like yogis here in LA. Like everyone's a fucking yoga master. Like, oh, you like smoothies? Oh, well, we like organic, all grade, this. Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Like everyone's here, and then LA is just fucking here all the time.
They're like, yeah, we're just a little better.
To the fucking extreme for literally everything.
Okay.
But it's fun. Like,
no, that's
but here I am, I'm like talking shit, I'm like, I'm going back.
But I'm coming back. LA, I'm going to take you on one more time. I want to see if I can do it this time.
Just one more time.
Just one more time. I'm ready. I am so ready. So, one thing that you said earlier is that you moved to LA, but you have a job that's really flexible. What do you do, girl?
I am a nurse.
Okay.
I'm a nurse.
Yes. Okay, nurse. We love a nurse. So, basically, what I'm trying to get at I was going to talk to you about school, but let's not talk about school. Because I know that probably killed you on the inside slowly yet surely. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe nursing school's really fun.
Nursing school sucks. Like, I feel like you get into nursing school, and it's like you become one of those people just that talks about how much nursing school sucks. Because, like, you're just so confined to this group of how many people for the rest of your college experience. Yeah. It's like... You don't go out to party, you know what I'm saying?
You don't party, you don't do nothing?
Yeah, my 21st birthday was like in the midst of my sophomore year nursing finals, and it's like...
You're like, we are staying inside and studying.
Yeah, like, I can't do anything.
Someone better bring me a birthday cake.
Yeah, stupid shit like that.
That's so cool. And so, I know we talked a little bit before and a little bit outside of it, but you're working trauma right now, which is really interesting.
Yes, currently I do work trauma, like on the southwest side of Chicago, so it's been perceivably interesting.
Girl, you don't have to say like the most interesting story, and of course you don't have to say any names, but like, what is something like interesting that's happened to you while you've been in the hospital? Something that you're like, I cannot believe this happened.
I think it's because I've done trauma nursing like for previous years of my life, and I've seen some crazy shit. Nonetheless, I think it's more so like the sheer volume of things that we see, and to the extreme. Like, it's one thing seeing someone shot once or twice, and then it's one seeing someone shot like 17 times.
Bitch.
Just to a whole other like level of crazy.
That must be stressful.
It's a little stressful. It's a different type of stressful. It's because there's so much going on. Like, I really kind of like clock out of my own life, and just like for 12 hours I'm just clocked in so in-depthly to this person or whatever is going on.
How many days a week do you work? 12 hours?
3 12s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was sitting here, I was like, 12 hours a week? And I was like, 12 hours a day? I was like, 5 days a week?
No.
Girl, I would have been like, I'm gone. But okay, that makes sense.
No, 3 12s, yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That's really interesting, though. Every time, like, I was recently at the hospital, and which was really interesting, especially during COVID, and, like, all those other things, and, of course, we're not going to make this a COVID podcast, but, like, it's very interesting to see how, like, nurses maneuver, and, like, how one nurse, and the day nurse is so different than the night nurse. I have realized that the day nurse is different than the night nurse.
Man.
I am not saying all nurses are equally great. They support me, but sometimes there's just a different, like when they put the needle in you, the day nurse is a little bit more gentle. The night nurse just gets it done.
I love that you bring this up. That's so funny. I can't wait. I love that you talk this. So I actually am for 4 years of my career have always worked night shift.
Yeah.
And then just recently became a day shift nurse, and it is a distinguishably difference of a person. I do travel nursing, so I've been blessed to like go to different hospitals around the country, different ICUs, and
what's the best hospital? Not to get a bit petty or anything, but
my favorite hospital.
Yeah, your favorite hospital that you've worked at, and your favorite and the most interesting one that you've worked at, if you want to say names.
I think Chicago Masonic, Illinois Medical or the Masonic Medical Center on Chicago on the north side was probably one of just the coolest little hospitals. It's like a cute little, level 1 trauma center. It's in Boys Town.
Oh, wait, what is it called?
Masonic Medical Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you know that there's a level 1 trauma center in the middle of Boys Town?
No.
Same, sure is.
You know what makes sense though? The boys in Boys Town, girl.
That's what, same, had no idea. I'm like, I can't believe I fucking grew up here and like have gone out to these bars. It's literally like 5 blocks from Wrigley.
Really?
Yeah. So that was probably the coolest hospital. I just think location-wise and like the Chicago experience.
When you're done with the day shift, you can go out into the night shift, girl.
I think the craziest hospital I worked at was it was in LA. It actually got bought out, so the hospital doesn't exist anymore. But it was a hospital, like a medical and psychiatric hospital in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And just working in the acute urgent psychiatric crisis unit of people that would come in because you're about a half a mile to a mile away from Skid Row.
Okay. Down on Skid Row.
See some crazy things. People come in like you just yeah.
I am not gonna bring back any of the trauma for you.
It's just
give us 3 words. Give us 3 words of the most crazy thing. And then I'm going to be done digging into this, what we like to call trauma pie.
It's just, I have to say, like, psych and drugs, because just the people that have, like, these, untreated psychiatric issues living out on the streets and then now engaging into, like, whatever. It's like, I've had a patient come in that's, probably schizophrenic or whatever, and then just also did a whole 8-ball of coke.
Girl.
Trying to maintain in like that in a calm environment and situation is like that's where I started in nursing. So like when COVID came around, I was like, I'm fine. Like you have no idea. I have seen some.
I'm calm. Y'all are stressing. I'm calm.
Yeah, I have seen some crazy shit come in. And it's like, imagine having one person like that. Okay, now you have like 4 people like that in your like emergency room doing the same fucking thing. You're like, all right, like
you said, please hold on. Let me stop.
Yeah, so that would probably be
okay.
One of the craziest.
Thank you for letting me know. That is, I want to ask so much more, but I am gonna hold my tongue because I could sit here. I think I could talk to you about everything that goes in the hospital. Because bitch, not to say Grey's Anatomy isn't anything real. I know that. But the way you talk about certain things, I'm like, bitch, that's your everyday life. You live that story every day, kind of.
So, like, in, like, referring it back to, like, night shift and day shift people,
yes.
like, where they are in the crazy story. So, like, night shift, across the board, at all the hospitals that I've worked at, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm telling you, like every unit, night shift is always cooler. It's just
really?
True. It's just cooler people because you have like your old veteran nurses that have worked in healthcare for like way too fucking long, but know some shit, you know?
Yeah.
And some of them are really cool. And then it's new grads. So it's like this nice blend of like old and new kind of thing. And then day shift is like everybody else in between or whatever, kind of. But, you know, at night you don't have management and visitors or whatever. So you really have only your coworkers to vibe with.
Okay.
And it's just different. Like you get away with different shit. You can say certain things because there's no one there to yell at you. Like,
yeah.
You know, I would literally hold fucking concerts with my patient listening to music as I was like giving them a bath at night because you don't have time to do that during the day. So I will say now I work day shift, which is much different. And you're right, it's like those, once you get past being a new grad, you're like, fuck, I'm done with this. You go up to this level of being on days and you have like a more particular vibe about how you want certain things done and whatever else. So I go back and forth on what I want to be. If I wish I was day shift or night shift. So.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I've like strived so hard. I was like, I'm gonna be on days because I'm sick of being a night owl, and now I'm like.
You said I miss her.
I know. I just like I like being alone. I like being alone. No, I like being up at night when I'm alone because the quietness of the night, I have so much more time to like do things. Like my time with no one bothering me.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So,
that makes sense though. Like I feel like I'm definitely more of a morning riser.
Yeah.
But I feel like what you're saying about the night shift is very interesting because like even though of course you're doing everything you need to do.
For sure.
It's always harder when someone's micromanaging you or like not even micromanaging you, but just
when there's just
things that
management there.
Management.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I worked retail for a while, and so, you know, management, I can tell when management gets a little bit in your face just a little bit. But also, they can tell back. Everyone's different. I'm not, they're my friends too, so. But, like the podcast name is, I do want to get a little bit petty with you. You are, Devin, every time I've met her, she's been so nice. So it's going to be kind of nice to kind of talk a little bit of the shit with you for a second. Okay, the first question is always this. My cat. He's like, come let me in. I'm not letting him in anymore. Don't get mad at me, everyone, because I know the comments going to be like, why didn't you let him in? Because I got to keep the door open because I'll just leave again. But, what is the most petty thing that you did last year? What is something that you did last year where you're like, oh, I maybe shouldn't have done that to somebody? Or vice versa, what is the most petty thing that someone did to you last year that you wish, like, you're like, bitch, I want to get revenge, but I'm a good person. I'm not going to do that to you.
Man, I don't even know. I can't say particularly, like, within the recent year, just because I've been so busy, like, working and whatever. And, like, to be honest, I really pride myself on, you know, not being petty, but I have a petty rule. Okay. So I have a rule. You are, you know, granted like 3 petty cards a year.
Yep.
And like, you know, you can use them for whatever you want, but you only get like 3 really. I'm gonna use my card on this kind of thing.
Bitch, I'm really about to get this bitch.
Yeah, and the problem is that I'm just like an overt aggressive bitch. From the get-go.
Stop!
So it's like if I get to the point of being petty, it's like, man, don't fuck with me or I will fuck with you. Like
exactly. Girl, and the people really try. It's always the nice bitches. And as a nice bitch.
I'm like, man, like now you leave me no choice but to like do it back. So
let me play my trap card, bitch, because I'm really about to get you now.
Yeah. You know, I can't say that it was in the recent year, but a couple of years ago, my ex and I, one of my exes, we were going through a breakup and we had this giant jar of coins, which I put a significant amount, and like one of those like 5-gallon jug things.
Yeah. That
you put in water. Yeah. So I filled up damn near half of my stuff.
Okay.
Like, of coins, like fucking quarters. You know, it's like a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's money.
When we broke up, I went and he's like, I'm not home. You can go get your shit. Whatever else.
Yeah.
Cool. Went and got my shit. I, as a bitch, I was like, fuck you, am taking half of these coins. And
Bitch, you better and they're half your coins. Period. I would have took the whole jar. So, that's my petty bone.
But I knew that he was gonna like flip, you know. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'm taking coins out of this jar. I'm taking it. Fuck you." Like a few hours later, he hits me up. He's like, "Did you take some of those coins?" I was like, "No."
Not no. I hate you. Not no. Not fully lying. No.
No. Mm-mm. Because like it was a huge thing, and it's like I took maybe like that much.
I mean, you could have took more.
I could have.
Yeah.
I could have, but it was like literally.
You put coins in there too. Exactly. So some of that's your money.
But this motherfucker, literally, you take him out. I said no.
Oh.
And then proceeds to come to where I'm at, which I was at the bar at the time.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went out. I was at the bar. He comes to the bar. Apparently, I also left my car unlocked.
Not left your car unlocked. Not left your car
this is
unlocked.
Indiana, so it's
oh,
like,
okay.
It's,
You know,
I mean, I guess different.
Well, apparently not.
Kinda.
Apparently not.
I guess, yeah, so, yeah, right. Left my car unlocked, and this motherfucker took the rest of the coins and just dumped them all over the inside of my fucking car.
You're lying.
I'm the whole
You're
5 gallon.
lying.
I mean, just covered. I'm like, joke's on you because there's like fucking $600 in here, but literally just everywhere inside of my car, dumped everything.
That was that instant. That.
And I was like,
I would have went back and threw it in this grass. I would have made his life miserable.
It was so bad.
Ain't no way that bitch gonna get the last word on me. Ooh, my heart.
And it was like, I mean, it was just so many coins because the whole thing was full. I mean, I only took that much of the layer of this whole thing. And he didn't say anything to me. He didn't even say, I just came out to my car. I was like, what? I can't even sit down. Like, I can't. They're all in the crevices. It's just.
Well, then you had change in your car for the rest of your life.
That's it. Joke's on him because it was like $600.
Boom. I mean.
I eventually got it out.
Hey, that's your bad. That's my money.
I eventually got it out.
He wasn't looking for the bag, which you were. So, I commend you on that. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I haven't done something that petty in a while.
See, I have, I call it, like, predisposed petty. Mm-hmm. That it's, like, if I was to see this person, right, because I'm the overt bitch, I'm about to call you out, put you on the spot, make you look like a fucking idiot.
Done.
As petty as that is, like, I don't care if this is a private conversation, I'm about to do it in front of people, and you have to answer. Like,
ooh.
So, I have, like, a predisposed petty that... I mean, there's even been time where I've, like, told my parents, if I'm like, I see this person, it's going down. They'll be like, don't do it. I'm like, no, I'm doing it.
I'm about to.
I didn't use any 3 of my cards this year. They're all going in. Like,
you said, here you go. I'm going to use that rule. 3 cards because.
3 petty cards.
Last year.
Yeah.
No, it was like 6 cards. Like, I was a total.
I mean, sometimes, So I would say my most petty behavior that I've ever engaged in is actually right now.
Wow!
It's actually right now, and it's kind of hilarious.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so, like on like recreational, I like smoke weed.
Okay.
And then, conveniently at this time in my life was taking a tolerance break, hadn't smoked in a while in my apartment. Yeah. But I like incense, love incense.
Yeah.
One day, I get someone knocking on my front door, and they're like, it smells like, we got a complaint that smells like weed. Can we come in? Sure. Conveniently, like I said, I didn't smoke in my apartment. I'm on a tolerance break. I'm like, no, you can come in. I just have incense lit. She came in, no smoke, left. Comes up again, like 3 hours later. She's like, hey, we got another complaint. Smells like weed. Check it out. I'm like, go ahead. No weed. Weird. Go ahead. And it's wild because I'm like, man, the first time that I'm not smoking weed in my fucking apartment, am I getting in trouble for it? Like, what the fuck? Okay. So then I'm like, maybe it is my incense that's really bothering my neighbor, whom I've never met, by the way. Ooh. Like, this person just moved in the beginning of November. Okay. Never said anything to me, just calls the fucking front desk on me later.
Rude.
But anyways, I was like, maybe my incense really is what's bothering her, and me.
That's pussy behavior. I can't. If you can't talk to me directly,
right?
Some people don't like confrontation. I get that, but that's.
But just have the conversation.
If you need an open window, I can do that, girl.
So then I was like, me being the nice fucking neighbor that I am, if it is my incense that's saying that, because she says that it's making her nauseous and making her dizzy, I was like, well, I'm sorry. I'll go get a bunch of candles. Went to TJ Maxx, bought $60 worth of fucking candles. Come back, light them, get the fucking front desk called on me again. And I was like, well, that's crazy because this time I'm not even, she can smell my candles. I need to call these companies up and be like, you have the best fucking product in the world. Like, because my friends can smell it, or not my friends, my neighbor can smell it through my concrete wall in Chicago. Like, so that was the third time. Fourth time, it was 1:40 in the morning. The front desk comes up and they're like, we got another complaint. And I was like, you're lucky I'm awake right now, like off tomorrow, because it's 1:40 in the morning. This is now the fourth time. And then it happened for the fifth time. And I told myself that if it happened for the fifth time, I was going to go white woman irate.
Go.
Yeah, like full on middle-aged my fucking mom. Like,
you said, let's get it. If you want to start the fight, I'm going to end the fight.
Fucking do it. And I was like, Aiden, I'm fairly certain that it's this one new neighbor that moved in, because I have lived there for almost an entire year, have never had a problem, even when I was smoking weed in the apartment, and now all of a sudden I'm having these issues. So the fifth time that it happened, I literally was with like two of my friends, and the guy comes and knocks on my door. It is 10:30 in the morning, walk out there, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh no, we are talking about this right now.
Okay.
Knocked on the door, all like CPD style.
You said, CPD!
No, I knocked on the door, they didn't answer. Understandably, I was fucking crazy, I guess. Yeah. But then now I was like, okay, well, since you don't want to have a conversation, you leave me absolutely no choice but to fuck with you.
Love that for you.
Like, and I mean, I have been just doing.
I would have called up and like, hey, I'm smelling something from the other room. Could you go check it out?
But you know, I was like, I gotta do worse shit. Like, worst thing, I'm like literally lighting like incense, because they can't yell at me for incense. Literally like lighting incense right next to my fucking vent, because I know they're connected. I was like, I will throw dirt in front of your door so you don't see it, but kick it into your house every day. I was like, I moved my speaker to right next to my fucking door. Wait till the next time I have sex, because you're going to be involved. Like, it's on.
You said that speaker, there will be a mic.
I like, you are just going to get a front row hearing of it, my dude. Yeah, and it's, even the fourth time that she came, I like yelled out into the hallway. I was like, whomever you are, if you want to have a fucking conversation about it, let a bitch know, and we can talk about it. Because clearly I've gotten the thing called on me 4 times, and it's like, when does this end? Like,
girl,
you leave me no choice but to fuck with you, and hit the wall a bunch of times for no reason.
That would have been me. I'd have been
like,
ooh.
Yep, I moved, like, I have a sound bar that I like put to the wall. I'm like, what music are we listening to, folks?
What music?
I know, because I know the old neighbor that used to live there, he and I were really cool, so I know the layout of the apartment. I know where your bed is, because there's like only one place to put it, and I'm gonna put that speaker right here at 4 a.m. What's up, brother? Like, fuck you. And then call them, mommy.
Call them. I'm getting ready to go. Mm-hmm. This lease is almost over.
And I'm out, but like I got like a few months left of just like, no, it's gonna be like, how can I fuck with you as much as possible without like getting in trouble? I found some ways.
I love that.
So it's like the most petty behavior, and I've even been called out for it, and I was like, no. All my cards. I didn't get to use them last year. I didn't get to use them last year.
So use them all that you stockpile. I stockpile. Over. Meanwhile, I have to make up for it. Like, I'm the negative. I treated men like nothing last year. Like my part,
Nah.
Nope, not like there was one time when we were in a bar. And this one person came up to me, like, really drunk. I don't think they remember it, but really drunk. And they're, like, a really nice person, like, genuinely a really nice person. But, like, I was just not in the mood for some drama. Comes up to me, really drunk. you don't like me and you don't respect me and then da da da. And I was sitting there and I was looking at him and I was just like, this has been a tough year for me too. And I was like,
I'm gonna cry as well.
I'm also gonna cry as well. But also, I don't like you. And if you are making a scene right now, calling me every name, and like, don't get me wrong, like if he came up to me a little bit nicer, I wouldn't have said all that. But he really came up to me and like started to cuss me out for literally no reason. No. And then I'm so sure he doesn't remember, so I'm like not gonna bring it up. But I was just like, girl, you have a lot of unresolved feelings that I can't. I was not in the mood for, and I was like,
Not prepared for.
I was at the club too drunk, and completely.
We're crying at the club.
Girl, why are we crying?
Why are we crying in the club?
It is 4 a.m. Why are we crying at the club right now? Why are you talking to me like this? I'm trying to enjoy myself off my cranberry vodka. I was so mad.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is like, right, being the overt bitch. That's like in that moment. If you do that to me, you leave me no choice but to put you in your fucking place. Like, shut up. Like, I don't want to talk right now.
Girl, in front of people. Not in front of people. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Now I'm the asshole.
Literally. Like, it's crazy what some people think. Like, there are some things that I can never imagine myself doing. Mm-hmm. And doing that is one of them.
Yeah.
Like, Like, going up to someone in the middle of the club after I ignored you for a few weeks.
Right. I would.
But, girl, she gives that they, them, she, her dick. So, so she really got the boys hypnotized, apparently. But that story.
I mean, just because obviously, like, at your self-worth of yourself, you're like, fuck that, I'm done. Like, wouldn't.
Like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, why are we, like.
Pathetic.
Why, like, pathetic? Really?
Sorry.
It's true, though. Like, it's really true. And I'm so glad that, like, this year I've decided to talk to a lot of those people again and kind of, like really retouch, give good energy back out. Because I was really not on my good mental health shit last year. But this year, we're on my good mental health shit. Like, I went through my villain era. But the villain era is over.
Hey, that's okay, though. Girl. You have to have it. You have to have, like, a I don't give a fuck phase. Because then you get to the point, like I said, I've always been the overt bitch. Now it's like, you have to really take me. You have to do something multiple times and me calmly say, what's up? For me to really become irate.
Yeah.
Or, like, for me to
don't take me there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't take me there, because once I get taken there, like, we ain't coming back from that moment.
Girl, this ain't no carousel. We ain't going round and round.
But you gotta do some shit for me to get there, or say some stuff. But I mean, I never throw the first punch.
Girl, I never throw the first punch in the sense of I will never start an argument with someone. If you count, like, ghosting someone, like, I feel like people take ghosting a little bit too seriously, but because
normalize
ghosting. Because sometimes I get tired and it's never.
I just don't want to fucking talk to anyone. You and anyone else. Bye.
Girl, I'm depressed, and then
I was looking for attention at one point, and now I'm not.
I'll say it again. It's one of those things where you get, like, because you in your mind, you're like, I am like. Sometimes when you're depressed, you're not thinking about your booty call.
Dead ass. I mean, it's so true. But that's also too along the lines. I feel like people's issue with, like, our generation and dating is like, I am anytime hanging out with somebody, I'm only looking for the temporary. Like, everybody's trying to find who the fuck they're gonna marry. I'm like, no. Like, can we have a good time in this moment right now?
Yeah.
And then, like, if I'm not fucking feeling it, life comes and goes. If it was meant to be, I'd stay here. Bye.
But literally, see you later.
And I guess that's, like, what I'm waiting for. Like, people, like, you know when you know. And I'm like, well,
yeah, I don't know.
And girl, like, it ain't you, so I'm out.
And girl.
And I don't need an explanation. I just know.
I peace out. And let me tell you something. I'm not, like, the thing is, I definitely got my little heart broken at the end of last year. So it definitely came back around. It definitely came back. It hit me again at the end of the year.
But it built character, didn't it?
But it definitely built some character. It made me realize that sometimes the red flags are right in front of you. Sometimes the red flags are right in front of you, and when someone breaks up with you, those red flags become really clear. You take off those rose-colored glasses.
Oh shit! You're like, it was there this entire time.
Girl,
yeah?
have you ever been left at a bar?
No, I don't think so.
It is It's so sad.
Oh no.
Girl, when I tell you, I was sitting there, I was like, full 10 full boo tears, but. And like I was really in, I don't know what era this was in, but I was really in my unconfident era for some reason. Because usually I don't let anyone get away with that, but for some reason there's always one person where you're like, I need, like, if I was that moment, you're like, okay, I really need to try and put forward effort. Like things like this happen. Mm-hmm. But then, girl, now I'm like, cut it. No, if the first red flag, I'm done.
Well, and I think that's the difference too. Is like once you have that relationship, it's. You know,
and we're friends now, but that red flag was fucking there. I was like, we should have just been friends. Like, okay, but
once you have that relationship with or that experience, it's like the next time that I engage in some type of like romantic relationship, I am significantly more hesitant. Like, I am not raising anybody's son again. Like, you are lucky if I make you dinner. Like. Sorry, I am doing your laundry. I'm doing your shit. Like, no.
Not doing your laundry.
It's just different. And I think it's like I'm not looking for that. You know, I'm necessarily like, I'm looking for someone who's like, hey, if you're in the same position as I am, where like you got shit going on and like we casually hang out and can hang out and have a good time and hopefully have great sex at the same time. But like, I am not anywhere permanent in my life. And I feel really bad because it's like, you know,
some people be falling in love real quick.
And I'm like, damn, this sucks because even though I'm very open with, hey, like, I am not your girlfriend. Like, I do not want to be your girlfriend, but I guess that's confusing because we do, like, girlfriend, boyfriend-esque things, but don't put that, like, pressure on me because all in all, like, you are not my priority. Like, I am my priority.
Yes.
Like, it's not you. It's just not anybody. And I feel like that's where people have this disconnect. It's like, you have to be your own priority in the situation, and it's like why can't you just like have the date and the experience of like, you know, that time or that month or like whatever, and if it was cool, then like cool, it was great, all right, could have sucked, at least it didn't suck, just like leave it at that and move on. I go back and forth of like sometimes I'm feeling those feelings of being like, am I getting old? I want to be in love, like I want to be in love like right now, but then moments I'm like, fuck that. I'm a real ass bitch. Like, I don't need no person in my life to make me feel good. Like, it's okay. Keep that roster full. I keep the roster full. You got a team captain and a bunch of fucking...
Not a team captain, she said. She said
team captain,
bachelorette, but in real life.
Exactly. That is exactly it.
I love that.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you are honest about where you're at with people. But no, I mean, I get it. Mm-hmm. I think that it's, you know, the wanting of that person that you vibe with on all of those levels. But the truth is like, most people do not vibe with you on those levels. And if you put that notion on that, like, we're going to vibe on this, and this, and then you don't, and that's when you start ignoring red flags. Yeah. When you're like, oh, it's okay, we have a difference on this, and this, and you just look past it, and it's like, nope, that's not me. Gotta go. Like,
I'm not. There's no reason that I should change. Like, of course, there's a difference between like change and compromise. Like little things, but the big things, no.
But there's too many. There's little. I mean, there are some little things that are big things.
Yeah, like if we don't have the same music taste, cut. Cut the cameras.
Do not put your fucking country music on.
Girl, literally, when I hear that honky tonk, I have to go. I have to. Like the door is right there. I have to leave. Ain't no Billy Ray Cyrus ass bitch coming into my life, girl. No. But. Be easy.
Yeah, no, I mean, small compromises, sure, and like, you know, I guess, but
not music being a big compromise.
I mean, but I had an ex that we had a very different music taste, which is hard because I have a very wide repertoire of music. I love all sorts of different music, but for some fucking reason, he just loved like the maybe 3 genres that I didn't like, and it was.
Oh, that's how you know. That's weird, the vibes are like, off immediately.
Crazy hardcore punk rock that I just wasn't. You know, I'm glad that you like it, but I'm in the car and I just don't want to listen to yelling and stuff. But I feel like that was a issue because you think of all the times you're in the car with your partner and it's like, God, I fucking hate this, but like you love it and like.
I'm glad that you like. I love that you love it, but I hate that I hate this.
So we can do it, but this fucking sucks.
Girl, you know what? I get that.
Like vibe on Dave Matthews Band. I'm like, cool. So is that it? We just listen to Dave Matthews Band for the rest of our fucking time together. I'm out.
I'm gone. I love that. You are honestly so cool. And we're actually reaching the end. I'm gonna have to bring you back before you leave
thank you.
because I love talking to you. Literally, what are you doing? What's so you're moving to California? What are your upcoming projects? Are you gonna bodybuild again? What is happening?
Quick, that's the wild part about my job and my occupation is that I really only have a set end point. So at this time, I'm out of Chicago by, I think my lease ends April 30th.
Oh,
and
you're
so
gone soon.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I have 3 different options, and I don't really get to decide until the end of February.
Okay. So I'll bring you back in February. I'm not going. You're not going nowhere without a second. I feel like you have so many more stories I want to hear. You are so cool. I can't. You're so nice and honestly the pressure of everything and the way that you handle things and the way that you go about life. Even though I want to be that bitch, I'm that bitch light. I'm die at that. I can't do everything because I do catch feelings real quick and I get lazy, so I can't have a full team. I'll have maybe I'll have doubles in tennis, but that's my next.
In due time, girl. In due time, my child. It comes.
A
with
little
age.
cane, just hey.
It just comes with age.
Girl, you know what? I probably just need someone but I'm so picky. I'm also so picky.
And that is okay. And it's okay to be picky and to ghost the fucking people that are not your choice. Bye.
Bye. I will. Okay, I do have a rule. If it's more than 4 months, I'll give you a goodbye.
Oh,
I'll give you a goodbye.
That's definitely
I'll give
true.
you a little goodbye. 2 weeks.
Oh, if you were okay, let me just say this to anybody: if you were only talking for 2 weeks and that person ghosts you, move the fuck on.
Girl, literally.
Move the fuck on. 4 months for sure. Anything 2 weeks. If the person does not. If someone doesn't text me back twice, I will not text you. And then my third text will be to you is when I'm drunk at 3 a.m.
Yeah, when that booty needs to be called.
And if you don't exactly, and if you don't respond, then I'm done, and I probably won't hit you up for a while.
Yeah.
If someone ghosts me after 2 weeks,
cut the cameras.
Bye.
It's over.
Moving on.
We're done. It's ending. I have.
You're lucky if you have your name in my phone by by month 4, and that's maybe.
Yeah, I'll be seeing that number. I'm this looks. I only know one person from Michigan. This gotta be.
I'm I do not. I'm on that level of if the right one comes along, I will know, and I will put that name in my phone.
I love that. But no emojis. That takes a year.
No.
To get a heart, that takes a year.
Oh no, it's literally just initials.
No, not just initials. Not just initials. No, not a full name. Not just initials. Oh my goodness.
And this is why I am 28 and single.
But 28 and single, pretty.
But I'm doing great.
But you're doing great. And you're looking stunning while doing it.
I'm thriving as fuck right now.
Yeah. Who needs? Honestly, no one. You're fine. You're doing amazing. And yeah, who needs? We don't need nobody. Unless someone perfect decides to come along and has a lot of money.
Yeah, unless
but if you have money, if you have money and you're really cute and you look at non-binary bitch, can be really pretty on both ways. It's so crazy because in the last podcast, nothing. No, just a little blush. This one, I'm hey y'all, lady. The next one, I'm literally just gonna wear a hoodie. I just like to I just want to every time they open it up, I just wanted them to be oh, okay, this is different.
Oh yeah, though,
every
that's
week.
The exciting part.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy to have you here. It has literally been such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much for having
social
me.
medias? Anything you want to shout out?
Yeah, my Instagram is at Dev _Curtis.
Okay.
Honestly, I think my Twitter is DCURTTT. 3 T's.
Boom. Okay.
Don't follow me on Facebook. That's my PG shit.
God bless everyone.
Yeah.
And don't forget to follow me. I'm Justin Petty at Justin Petty Official. And A Little Bit Petty finally got an Instagram. So don't forget to follow A Little Bit Petty. We are on Instagram. And don't forget to follow me on TikTok. I'm just too petty. Follow me on Twitter at Miss J Petty. And follow me. on Instagram at Justin Petty Official. I have a lot of social media. It's sometimes hard to keep track. But thank you all for coming, and don't forget to be a little bit petty. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Thank you so much.
And clap.
Yay, that was so fun. You're so fun.
That literally, that was so fun. You're so interesting.
Great.